Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. The show is how to write comics good, not well, because well is the hole in the ground from which you draw water, but good is the opposite of bad. Today I'd like to talk about my first mainstream comic that I got from CG. When I see the Gemini mailer in my mailbox, it puts a big old smile on my face, and these days, not much does that. But when I saw that Gemini mailer, because I don't exactly know what I've backed well over 100 comics at this point, and I don't know which ones are fulfilling, which are not. There might be 6 or 7 fulfilling right now, but I don't know which one will arrive. So when I unbox, I pretty much get a surprise every time. Well, I cut open the Gemini mailer and I pulled out a comic that I have backed maybe the middle of last year. And I remember when I backed it, I wasn't sure what it was about. And I read the campaign several times trying to perceive what it was about. But because the artist and the writer were so personable, I went ahead and backed it. Well, I got it this morning. And I wasn't happy. Now, I'm not going to give the name of this. Not that anybody pays attention to my streams anyway. But I don't like the idea of taking money out of people's mouths. Because when you criticize CG projects, that's somebody who funded it with their own money. I'm okay with bad-mouthing mainstream because that's not house money. Those people are already paid. But in this case, I got my expectations subverted in a way that was very familiar to mainstream comics. The hero was this white, toxic male, or one of the chief characters. I wouldn't call him a hero, but he acted like the mainstream draws all of their their conservative white male characters. He acted just like that. And I'm like, is this a CG project I'm reading? Because he was such a caricature. Not taking no for an answer, just indiscriminately murdering people by making pithy statements and then smiling for the camera. And I'm like, I might as well be watching an episode of The Boys. And then, but there was this one redeeming quality, this one beautiful act of kindness at the beginning of it that made me think, okay, maybe there's something here. I'll keep reading. And then a couple pages later, that act of kindness was repaid with brutality. One of the more horrific images I've ever gotten out of a comic book, period. And this was done with such a glee. Look how edgy we're being. Look how we're just, we're subverting expectations. Look how cool we're being. Because somewhere along the way, it became cool for people to do awful things who are supposed to be heroes. Somewhere along the way, it became the thing to do, to be edgy. Yeah, okay, the Punisher just mowed down this room. Yeah, but the people he mowed down were all bad guys. something infected our culture sometime in the past that made good for the sake of good, kindness for the sake of kindness, heroism for the sake of heroism, a bad thing. And I can't figure out why. What is wrong with writing heroes as heroes? What is wrong with that? My book series that I'm writing right now, the impetus for the whole thing happens out of an act of betrayal. A hero who thought people around him had his back, and they planted a knife. But you know what? He's still a hero. Because the whole entire thing is about this person who has everything to lose, who is out of it, retired, put out to pasture, on his way out the door. But for one last moment in his life, he chooses that he would rather die a death of significance than live as a coward. He's a hero. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. So for these creators who decided they'd be cute and write these nihilistic heroes that I read at my kitchen table this morning, thank you for making the world a little bit more ugly. Thank you for subverting expectations of what a hero is. A little bit more destroying the fabric of what we believe heroes to be. For lols. For the giggles. For the backers. I'm here to tell you that when I put my comic out, it's going to have heroes in it. Yes, they're going to be flawed. Yes, they're going to be selfish. Yes, they're going to be people. But heroism comes from making the choice for that one moment to not be flawed. For that one moment in your life, choosing the positive thing. Choosing the right thing. Being a good person. When maybe your whole entire life you've been a bad one. Heroism is something we need right now. We do not need more heroes killing people. Raping women. And being nihilistic monsters. We've got enough of that in the culture right now. We don't need that in CG. There were horror comics and CG that I've backed. I mean, Kill Journal, for instance. Nothing good is going to happen to those people. There's too many dismemberments on the campaign. But it's not listing itself as a superhero comic, is it? It's not showing heroic figures. This campaign that I backed had plenty of backers. It met its goal. It even had stretch goals in the bag, which I thought were kind of cool at first. We need more good in the world. We need more aspirational heroes. This was not that. This is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics, signing off. Y'all have a nice day.
Tell me what's on your mind.